Thank you so much for that. So today on Pathshala, we'll be discussing on going back to the roots on trying to identify the support zones for prices. Now, why is support such an important parameter to look out for? In markets or in technical specifically, we look out for zones where the price or the selling absorbs at a current zone or at a specific zone, and then there is a horde of buyers which actually come back into the prices. So when prices go into a corrective phase, that's where we identify that which are the support zones for stock prices. So this becomes a very, very crucial parameter. It helps us to identify the change of sentiment and the behavior from a market perspective. Now, in the Pathshala today, we'll be discussing two such specific charts on large cap names. One of them is classical in nature, and that's the second chart. But the first one is RIL, now Reliance Industries. Now, why is this trend so very important? This is the charts for RIL over the last 1.5 to 2 years. And I have marked up three very important zones for Reliance Industries. One, as you can see over here, is the zone where the stock took multiple supports. This was closer to 1800, 1850 odd mark for Reliance Industries. Look at the two attempts over here, the stock trying to get back into a breakdown mode, but surprisingly the price or the sell-off halts at current levels, at these levels. And then you see a resultant effect. The third one is actually a higher bottom. That indicates that buyers were probably more confident that the stock may not breach this particular support zone, and they were ready to buy the stock even at a slight premium to the previous lows for themselves. Similar was the case over here when the stock made a low which was closer to 2250 odd mark for Reliance Industries. You saw the stock bouncing off, making support, and then rallying up from those levels. So these becomes very crucial and very good risk reward entry points for Reliance Industries and for such kind of stocks. This is the third case. You've seen the recent news flow, affecting Reliance Industries, but surprisingly, the stock has not broken the 2,350 mark, and you've seen the stock bouncing off to 2,600 plus levels over the very near term. Now we look at the second chart, which is M&M, and that's the most interesting part. So if you remember, M&M was also one of my calls which I had given, when the stock had broken past above a major resistance. This was the reason why I'd given a buy on M&M. Look at the last 1 year, 1.5 year of chart, the stock trying to test consistently at this, crucial support zone for itself. This was closer to 700, 720 zone for M&M. 4 attempts, 4 times the support being, held. This was the 5th attempt, even though the stock had broken down below the support, but that breakdown was just for 2 or 3 trading sessions. And look at how the buyers got back into the stock. Then it managed to break the resistance. This was the big breakout point for M&M. This is where the trends reverse. And when you see a false breakdown of support, the stock eventually crosses the previous major highs and makes a fresh high for itself. So a very important parameter, a very basic one, but something which is quite strong in terms of potential.